scouts and whatnot here, and oh no, the Ravener Brood taking a casualty, going to have to retreat away. You can see the Assault Marines are largely completely ignoring this Tyrant Guard. I'm surprised there's no Melta Bombs or anything like that just yet. And notice, by the way, Acra now is going to use this time to go straight to Tier 3. He does have a huge power advantage. He's probably well aware of the fact that he has sacked Aki's power supply twice now, and knows he has a big advantage there. So I would be expecting at this point in the game that Acra has every right to be going for Tier 3 units. And check out that Merciless Strike coming out of the Assault Squad, getting some pretty good kills against all those gentlemen. Ooh, and a high explosive shot as well from the scouts who are trying to back away. Unfortunately, this Tyrant Guard is just a little bit too slow. He's having trouble getting up there. He's a little bit out of breath, just kind of, much like me, just waiting to just try and get up there and do some damage. And you can see, again, the heals from the Apothecary, keeping these guys nice and topped off. Ooh, there was one good shot there, doing some pretty good damage there. And oh, no, not quite lining it up. He's looking a little bit confused. He's a little bit slow in the uptake, but, you know, that's okay. We don't hire him to do the thinking around here. His job is a little bit more a little bit more basic than that. There he goes, poking away at that Apothecary, doing a pretty good job. And now we see a Psyker coming out in the field right now for Aki. Aki going for the Librarian. This is an interesting choice. I'm guessing he wants a little bit of the psychicness out of the battlefield. He wants some AoE and some stuff like that, but perhaps he has some other combinations in mind. I'd have to ask him to find out exactly what his motivation there is. There's plenty of things he could be using that for. We can see the Ravener Brood again kind of making a nice little tunneling appearance here, and a beautiful flank coming out of the Hormagaunts right now, kind of getting around all of these Assault Marines, forcing them out of there. And there we can see a little bit of a blast coming out of that Psyker there, but the Librarian is just going to have to back away for the time being. He and his books can go wanting for the time being. A little bit of a bookworm there. Anyhow, this is what you need to look out for. I'm surprised, by the way, that we don't have, well, that we don't have more Synapse stuff going on. I'm surprised that we don't have, like, either Warriors or Venom Brood out there. But honestly, the Venom Brood is not necessary here. You can see Aki has avoided vehicles completely so far in his build order. But, so, I don't know. Maybe Acra is fine with that. Anyhow, so the Tyrant Guard doing his thing, just going to be kind of chilling out here. So, good victory there, and as you can see, again, habits of good players, having won that battle, spreading out all across the place. Unfortunately, these guys didn't quite make it all the way over here to cap this requisition point. There they go! They just remembered what they were doing on that side of the map. So, but not in time to avoid this counterattack. Here comes a little bit of a two-pronged attack. Unfortunately, prong A over here is looking a little bit weak and having to back away, and you can see Aki is still buying generators, and bam! Making quite an appearance on the battlefield right now. We can see that the Assault Marines are just going to chainsword their way through a couple of Hormagaunts right now. All Hormagaunts are skittering and scattering and scampering away before them. Always avoid alliteration. Towards the north, we can see that the Tyrant Guard, again, he's having a little bit of trouble getting positioned. We haven't really seen him do a whole lot of useful things so far. The Scouts taking some damage, trying to ninja cap this victory point right now. The score, by the way, 344 to 241. Acra trailing behind a little bit, though he is about to be up 2-1 victory points. Tyrant Guard again. He looks like kind of like a pit bull chasing after a car that's just moving a little bit too fast. He wants to get in there. He wants to play with some Space Marines, but they just won't play with him. There we go. Crippling poison on the Assault Marines. That'll help, but no! Assault Marines can just jump and bounce around everywhere. Assault Marines jump, and at this point, I'm not quite sure what's happening on this side. Perhaps there's some sort of a lag or desynchronization going on. The game does not appear to be desynchronized, but the units are just not doing anything. Perhaps I missed some sort of a tunnel or something going on over there. Not quite sure. A little bit of a bugged out glitch there. Perhaps we'll see some of these units activate here sometime soon. It's almost like they're not there. They could just be left over. Who knows exactly. Anyhow, taking a look around right now, we can see this is the combination that I'm sure he was looking for. Up north, we can see we've got the Ravener Alpha popping up there. But here we have the Veil of Time. Oh, there we go. Like the movie Awakenings, they have come out of their coma, back to full life, and they are ready to start attacking gentlemen again. Yes, an Oliver Sacks reference in the middle of a Dawn of War 2 replay. I can do it all, ladies and gentlemen. So, Devastator Marine Squad moving along here with their last cannon. Again, using that Veil of Time ability from the Librarian helps them out a lot. It means, well, when they're under the benefit of it, they move faster and they do not have any setup time, so they can just walk up and start firing right away. Makes them pretty lethal against things like our poor friend, the Tyrant Guard here, and especially things like our lovely friend, Mr. Swarmlord. By the way, note, second Devastator Marine Squad coming out right now. Aki definitely knows what time it is. It is time for humongous, gigantic Tier 3 Tyranid units to come stomping around the map, and he is well prepared for it. Definitely a called shot on his part. He's certainly not getting double Devastators to counter a single lowly Tyrant Guard. He is getting them because he knows Carnifex and Swarmlord is going to be out on the field sometime soon. That's a good move. I like that. We can see right now the scouts getting beaten up here. Just a little bit of a little bit of passive-aggressive warfare going on here in the center right now. Again, this Ravener Alpha still level 1 though, unfortunately. Although level 2 apothecary. Okay, that's fine. He's just kind of been poking around. Honestly, Aki's been doing a very good job at killing tunnels. Notice the map right now. There are 0 tunnels, as a matter of fact, and he's generator bashing right now. That's fantastic, but it's a little bit too late. That's not going to set Aki back too much. Aki has more than enough, as you can see by the fact that this humongous-looking awesome Swarmlord, bam, walking right through stone pillars. Look at this guy charging into battle here. I'm sorry if you hate my camera angles, but I love just seeing him with his bloody swords moving in, hacking away at those scouts and whatnot. Now we see Angels of Death being used by the Apothecary. That is that commander ability once again, making all of his Space Marine units invulnerable, allowing for the retreat right now because he knows there's a lot of melee units just kind of swarming around his retreating units. Note, by the way, that also bought him a little bit of time to retreat out of here with his double last cannon squads, looking a little bit vulnerable right now, being hunted down by the Raveners and the Swarm Lords and all of those sort of things. We can see that the Veil of Time has been activated on this one Devastator squad. The Devastator squad just going to have to retreat through all of that. And yet again, for a third time, we're going to see a massive power generator bash going on this side of the map. Perhaps, maybe it's just going to be a light one. I don't know. We'll have to see exactly here. Space Marines setting up down here, firing away, scaring off some Tyranid units and whatnot. The score is 341 to 192 for Aki in the lead, rather. And now we can see these last cannon squads starting to do some damage here. Unfortunately, shooting at kind of random targets. Nope, never mind. There they go, doing their damage all over the place here. And yes, we can see a Tyranno formation coming up in the middle of all of Aki's troops. Oh my god, and I don't think he gets out of there in time. That Devastator squad is annihilated by that very first little spiny, chitinous-looking protuberance there as it impales all of his troops and knocks them all over the place, giving a basic synapse bonus to the rest of the troops. But yet we have another call-in coming down on the middle of the battlefield right now. We have a drop pod coming in to reinforce all these troops just in time. As you can see, bam, that assault squad goes back up to full capacity, and all of his troops get reinforced. Beautiful drop pod right there to counteract all of the losses that happened from all of these random little capillary towers poking up in the middle of all of that. And that kind of negated it. It looks like Aki was able to stay in that battle as a result. Again, we can see the Veil of Time being used gratuitously against these Devastator Marines who are now pursuing away, and you can see them just going to start taking some shots. Wham! Blowing some holes into that poor Tyrant Guard there who just looks a little bit sad and lonely here at this point. He's slow. He's being zotted by a bunch of people who don't want to play with him. And, oh, man, I feel bad for the guy. Poor big guy. Oh, come on. Now he's getting really sad. Oh, God. Oh, God. Poor Tyrant Guard. Oh, no. What are you going to do? Poor Tyrant Guard. And he's just going to curl up in his shell right now. Oh, he's going to curl up in his shell right now and die. Poor Tyrant Guard. Oh. Always alone. Forever alone, Tyrant Guard. Anyhow, as you can see, beautiful looking merciless strikes going on other than the random, pros that I seem to be adding to this battle for no apparent reason. These gentlemen here retreating, these gentlemen here retreating, and Aki has got pretty strong looking central control. However, he does not have victory point control. He just needs one more victory point, namely this one or the northern one under his control, and he'll be good. The real challenge for the Space Marine player here is that the mobility of Acra's Ravener Alpha really makes it hard to hold on to these very far away ancillary victory points because they can just keep popping up there. So we'll have to see how he's going to challenge that. For the time being right now, though, he's just kind of distributing. Finally moving up to Tier 3 as well. Let me take a look at the various levels. Level 3 on the Apothecary there. These Space Marines, level 2, that helps out. Level 2 on a lot of these units here. That's looking pretty good. A viewer was kind enough to point out that they'd like some more level info now and then, and I do not always look at the levels of the various units. So clicking around here, you can see basically everything that Aki has out there is level 2. Same deal with Acra here. However, the Apothecary is level 3. Also, by the way, we have a Carnifex on the battlefield. Look at this guy right here. Oh yes, bright white with red highlights. One important feature about this game is the artwork, and I try to appreciate that as much as I can, as well as the overarching strategies involved. Like, say, for instance, in this battle, where we have the Veil of Time being used to get the Devastator Marines the hell out of there. They are setting up once again. We can see that the Tactical Marines set up here with their Sergeant. They're doing their best to engage in melee. The Assault Marines are just indomitable at this point. You can see Acra is very wisely choosing to focus fire the Apothecary and not the Assault Squad. I think that is key. The Apothecary taking a lot of damage here on the way home. Oh no, but it looks like the Hormigons just barely missed getting that kill right there. That's got to be devastating. I'm sure he was waiting on that. We can see a Melt-A-Bomb going off right now on top of the Swarm Lord. But the Swarm Lord and the Carnifex here are just having their choice of fine victuals, just kind of picking away at these units right now. But we have Death Angels going on right now. Sorry, I always quote Magic cards instead of that. I'm an avid Magic the Gathering player as well, or at least I like watching games. Anyhow, we can see right now though, the poor Swarm Lord here trying to get out of here. He does have a bit of that snare effect on him right now from the last cannon, slowing his movement speed. Oh, he and his 4 arms just cannot get away fast enough. Perhaps there is, oh yes, and you can see there's that beautiful use once again of Veil Time with the Devastator squad. Note they don't set up, they just run right up, take a shot. Oh, look at how effective that is at chasing out, but no, we have the heroes of the day. The Ravener Brood shows up, knocking those gentlemen back. Oh god, and the Melt-A-Bomb goes off of the Swarm Lord, and oh no, the Swarm Lord goes down and he flops over dead on the ground and explodes in all sorts of little sprites in front of my screen there. Somehow I made my mouse cursor really big. I believe that's the W key of all things. Yeah, look at that. Anyhow, so things looking pretty grim for Acra. He's lost a lot of units here. Let me take a look around. He does have some Spore Mines out there someplace. We can see, by the way, yeah, of course, that's coming out of the Carnifex, by the way. Carnifex has been upgraded to have the Barbed Strangler. That's an interesting choice. Again, there's a lot of reasons why you could have that. Certainly, there's all sorts of things pursuing him that he would like rather to be suppressed. And that's kind of working out there. You can see just kind of, these Spore Mines are free. He's just going to send them straight in after the Space Marines, suppressing them even further, knocking some precious stone off of this Corinthian column over there. Or is that a Doric column? I don't know. My architecture's not that good. Anyhow, taking a look around, we can see that the Carnifex here, using that suppression ability once again, BAM! It does quite a bit of damage, actually. Knocking back those gentlemen. Not knocking them back, but forcing them back. But you can see the Northern Victory Point right now is finally falling and being retaken here by Aki. That'll put the score at 235 to 165 for Aki. It is 1-1 tied right now. Things are looking a little bit grim. You can see Acra is being forced away right now. He is at a tremendous unit disadvantage. Aki has everything in terms of, he has a full palette of troops here. I believe everything plus an additional Devastator, and now he's well on his way to Tier 3, saving up right now. So I'm not quite sure what Aki has left, and oh, unfortunately, he's just not going to be able to make any headway up north right now, having to retreat away with his Hormagaunts right now. This Carnifex in the center, again, having some trouble. You can see at least he's forcing away the last cannon team. That's looking pretty good, but his units right now are scattered. His hero lying motionless on the battlefield. And we have a GG from Acra. So congratulations to Aki. Well played indeed. The Battle of the Apothecary versus the Ravener Alpha. I really enjoyed this game. If you guys did and you enjoyed this cast, please feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, or check me out on Twitter, HarlequinCasts at Twitter. I do update all of my videos whenever that stuff comes out. And someone's messaging me. I forgot to turn that off. Anyhow, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I hope you guys have fun, and I'll see you next time.